Good morning. I'm Rick Martin, the school superintendent here at Franklin County Tech, and would like to welcome the chamber and attending. I don't know how many straight years we have had it here, but it's been a tremendous honor to be able to host. If you look back, our students were here 5:30 to 6 a.m. and they were preparing yesterday as well, and our teachers as well. So let's give them a round of applause. I'm going to make a few people uncomfortable right now, but if you're a former graduate, could you stand up? That includes you, Justin. All right. Stay standing. Stay standing. Stand if you know anyone who was a graduate of Franklin County Tech and owns a business. Stand. Remain standing. The last thing is stand if your company or you know of a company that has had one of our co-op students. All right, we got some more. All right, thank you very much. The importance of Franklin County Tech as an institution has served the community well for the last 50 years. And we intend to serve it really well for the next 50 years. Around this time next year, we will be engaged in a district-wide vote for a new facility. Now, if I'm in your seat, I'm asking, why does Franklin County Tech need a new facility? If you look around, it's beautiful. And that goes a really big credit to the maintenance department here. But when the MSBA, the Massachusetts School Building Authority, came in and looked at the internal structures, they were shocked. And they put us to the top of the list. Our electrical mechanical system will need replacement at the cost of nearly $32 million. We have had switchgear fail on us, costing our taxpayers hundreds of thousands of dollars over the last several years alone. If that switchgear that was made by Federal Pacific fails and we don't have a replacement on standby, we're shutting school down for 2 months. The other problem we have is we have a roof where, if you might have saw our maintenance department in the morning going around with the buckets, it's on the second coating. By regulation, we can't do a third coating on that roof. It has to be a complete tear down and breakdown at a cost of $20 million. So real costs are happening, not to mention the water, sewage, and plumbing system, which we have, we've experienced having to clear hallways and areas until they were fixed. And those will be replaced as well at a cost nearly $10 million. And all this is going to trigger a sprinkler system that will need to be put in. We are under a grandfather clause, but as soon as we start those major constructions, so without blinking an eyelash, we'll need $75 million. And because it's an old building, we'll only get bonded for 15 years. A new facility will be about to the taxpayers around $125 million over 30 years. And so the yes vote is preventing ongoing 15-year bonds for the life of the facility and however long that can last. So externally, great job. It looks fantastic. Internally, we qualified for $120 million plus, and there was a reason for that. So these are the things that will be occurring in the next year. And so we're excited to serve Franklin County for the next 50 years with our evening school, with providing a livable wage for adult learners within our community. I don't know if you may know this, but we offer free evening school in various trade areas to help close the skill gap and put people back to work. And we'll continue these initiatives as we move forward into the 21st century. So we're excited to go on this particular pathway. We're not naive. We know this is going to be a challenging vote. But we need to do something, because with the $75 million it would cost, not one dime gets reimbursed by the Massachusetts Skilled Building Authority, not one. With the $125 million, that's a $240 million building, we get $120 million of that, and we have one shot at the apple. So that's kind of where we are moving forward. And without further ado, I would like to introduce Nick Croto from CBiz.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nicholas Croto. I'm here on behalf of CBiz, alongside some of my fellow colleagues, Charles, Kelly, and Kathy. It's truly an honor to be able to welcome you all to today's event. We are very proud to serve as today's sponsor and be able to shine light on those who go above and beyond in the community. I would also like to give a big thank you to the Franklin County Chamber for putting on this event, and to the Tech School for the amazing breakfast. Today, we gather to celebrate and recognize the true superheroes in our community. The honorees that will be recognized today are able to achieve that status through their courage, compassion, and commitment in making a difference in the lives of those around them. At CBiz, we are committed to helping many local businesses and individuals reach their goals through our array of accounting services. And we take pride in supporting the communities that we live and work in. We believe strong communities and teams are built by people who lift others up and are willing to go above and beyond to make a difference. We are honored to be able to help recognize those here today that exemplify these traits. Let's celebrate these heroes together, and may their stories inspire each of us to make a difference, no matter how big or small. Thank you for being here, and let's enjoy this special morning. I'll now pass things over to Jesse Dean.
Can everybody hear me back there? Is this better? Okay. Back row, you have a job. If you can't hear, wave your hands, and we'll ask people to speak up a little. Nick, thank you so much. I feel like Nick just took half my notes. Can we give one more round of applause for Nick and the team at CBiz? And good morning, everybody. We are back. Thank you so much for being here and helping us celebrate another Chamber Breakfast season. As you know, today is dedicated to the difference makers and is all about celebrating the real-life superheroes who make Franklin County better for us all. Today's program builds on last year's inaugural Super Breakfast when we joined forces with the United Way. We fired up the fog machine, surprised our first class of Franklin County superheroes, some of whom are here today, Meryl Gagne and Michael Nelson. Welcome back. And introduce Franklin County to a new tradition. Yeah, let's give a round of applause for Meryl and Michael. In case you weren't paying attention, Michael and Meryl did not slow down after they received their capes last year, so that's a heads up to everybody receiving a cape this year. You gotta keep it going. It doesn't end with the cape. You showed us last year that you love the United Way and you love to celebrate our unsung heroes. So much so that we had a wait list, a pretty big wait list for today's event, which for us at the Chamber is a pretty big deal. And for the Franklin County Tech School is just another day, right? There is always a wait list here. We want to give our deepest appreciation to Superintendent Mark and the Tech School. One of the reasons why this event we hold it at Tech is because it is the perfect place. It is so accurately encaptures the spirit of what we're trying to achieve today. Because superheroes don't wait for problems to solve themselves, right? They adjust, they assess, they prepare for it. And that's exactly what Tech School does. Franklin County Tech School assesses the needs of our local workforce, they listen to our local employers, and they equip our students with the skills they need to carry Franklin County forward. And as you heard from Superintendent Martin earlier, Tech School has some needs, but the educators and the administrators at Tech are famous for spearheading innovative, high-quality programming that provides Franklin County students and their families, that's a big piece of it. Some of these are the highest earners in their families, with practical, accessible pathways to success. And that is worth celebrating in itself. So can we give another hand to Franklin County Technical School? Tech inspires us all to dream big, and that's why I want to take the opportunity right now to propose that next year's breakfast should be in the hangar, and that Marion should arrive by parachute. What do we think of that plan? Yeah? Okay, good. A big thank you to our tech school culinary students and staff who, as Superintendent Martin said, woke up way too early when all of their colleagues and co-students got to sleep in. So big thank you to the team for preparing breakfast today. And now we are going to recognize some new members that set that chamber alarm breakfast for the first time. So please stand when I call your name. Welcome to new member Paul Wanzik of Riverside Shine. Welcome, Paul. Welcome to Allison Rangold and Jenny Manfredi, who are joining us from Four Rivers Charter School. Bev Berman and Liz Bouchard are here from Franklin County Tech. It's their first breakfast. Welcome, friends. Welcome to Janny Boretsky of Dial Self Youth and Community Services. Welcome, Jenny. Mackenzie Ducharme is here from the United Arc, as is Joshua Fowler from Just Roots. Welcome, friends. I had the opportunity to meet Guy last night. Guy Jurovich is here from the Greenfield Recorder. Welcome, Guy. Welcome to Charlotte Niederman from CISA. Ian Wilson is joining us from Superior Plus Propane, and Jack Redmond is joining us from the Greenfield Housing Authority. I'd also like to recognize United Way Board President Michael Gove. Michael, would you stand? There he is. Welcome, Michael. And then we've also got some heavy hitters in the crowd with us today. Rep. Natalie Blay is here, as is Rep. Aaron Sanders. And they're on a tight turnaround. Many of us here had the opportunity to celebrate Claire Higgins' retirement last night, very late into the night, at the Log Cabin in Holyoke. So I really appreciate everybody who made the effort to wake up early today after such an exciting night last night. It is not his first breakfast, but it is his last as a bachelor. So can you join me in congratulating Franklin County Board Chair Wade Bassett, who is going to get married next weekend? Congratulations, Wade. All right, thank you all for being here. We have some super quick announcements. We're going to start with some good news out of the chamber. After being a small and mighty team for the majority of the last 3 years, Marion and I were very excited to welcome some friendly faces to the chamber. Maddie Oldenburg is our new member engagement manager, and Christian LaPlante is our downtown district coordinator with the Downtown Revitalization Project. Maddie and Christian, can you wave? Incredible work, and both Maddie and Christian are Franklin County natives. They are committed to expanding the chamber's impact. They are passionate about supporting you. If you haven't met them yet, please say hi and help us welcome them. This year's Life Path Walkathon is going to be held on Saturday, October 18th at the Franklin County Fairgrounds from 10 to 2. You can visit Life Path. We can register on the website if you want to be a walker. I think there's also a registration card on the table. So you can walk in that event. You can find someone who's walking and support them. I might be walking, wink, wink. But it's a really great event, and I feel like I cannot emphasize this enough. Life Path fills such a critical gap for our community. 40% of our residents are over the age of 50. So if you or someone you know is preparing to get old at some point, pay it forward. Support Life Path now. Lace up those sneakers, get involved. We are so grateful for their work. So thank you to Life Path. Gary, do you want to give a wave? Gary Uhas from Life Path. September 28th is Good Neighbor Day. Increasing social connectedness is a priority for the current Franklin County and North Quabbin Community Health Improvement Plan. So this weekend, we are asking you to put some extra energy in connecting with your neighbors. And look, you're already off to a really great start, so just keep it going. You will see some signs around that say, good neighbor, I'm a good neighbor. There's something, Jen, do you have a sign you want to hold up? Jen Onley, there she is. Good neighbor. If you want bonus points at this chamber breakfast, take a picture with that sign and post it. We're really trying to spread the word that we can help kind of re-engage folks who may be on the cusp of society. We want to make sure that we are all making a conscious effort to connect. So that is what this weekend is about. You can also catch a free screening of the Fred Rogers documentary at the Garden on Sunday, and that is called Will You Be My Neighbor? So check the FERCOG website for more information on all the events that are happening this weekend. And then speaking of the Garden, mark your calendars because Movie Trivia Night is at the Garden on October 11th, sponsored by Outer Limits Bike and Ski. They will be matching donations up to $500. This event supports a new popcorn container-shaped bike rack art installation. How fun is that? Yes, it's going to be in front of this theater. The cost is $10 per person. You can have teams up to 10 people. There's going to be hundreds of movie trivia questions on the big screen, lots of prizes. And of course, popcorn, beer, wine, and cocktails, all of which, by the way, you can buy with your Franklin County gift card. So Isaac is here if you want more information on that, but that sounds fun. Stone Soup Cafe is offering culinary workshops right here at the Teaching Kitchen at the Tech School. In October, you can learn how to make kimchi with the Greenfield Community College Permaculture Club. And in December, you can explore spices and flavor bombs with Chef Kirsten Levitt. I really like that in this job I get to say things like popcorn shaped container bike rack and flavor bombs. Like that's a work perk most people don't have. Big news for soup lovers, the Stone Soup Cafe is also launching a new soup CSA starting in October. You can pay for 6 months of soup up front and then you pick up their soup. It's $10 a quart. It's always gluten-free. They have a variety of seasonal flavors. That's fun. You can talk to Jansen or with Kirsten about that. Yeah. We are going to switch from some hot soup to some hot tea because I have some breaking news about our upcoming Citizen of the Year Chamber Breakfast. So as you know, Deerfield Academy is in the process of transitioning to a new dining hall. We all saw that yesterday last year when we had that event with the bubble. So they have reached out and let us know that they are going to be dedicating December to making that transition finalized. Which means we are going to slightly push back our Citizen of the Year breakfast to March because at the moment, Deerfield Academy is the only venue large enough to hold 400 of us in one space. And I just felt wrong to celebrate Franklin County in a different county or a different state. So we're going to push that back slightly until March. You can still partake in the Citizen of the Year process as normal through the recorder. So we'll start sending that out information. So if you see anybody today who you really think rises to the level of Citizen of the Year, you should nominate them. Okay, everybody feel okay about that? Change is hard, I know. Okay, great, I'm gonna count on all of you when I post this publicly to say, wow, this is gonna be great. What a new fun adventure. We're gonna love this, okay? Everybody's on board with that? Okay, good. Now that we have announcements covered, let's get to the reason why we're really here. In a matter of moments, we are going to be recognizing 6 superheroes. These individuals are our neighbors. They are our nonprofit leaders. They are our business owners. They are volunteers, all of whom quiet contributions make Franklin County the most special place to live and make us stronger every single day. Our honorees have no idea that they're about to be celebrated. It could be you. You don't know. We have kept this secret, partially because I like to find new and exciting ways to make this job harder than it has to be, and also because I often find, especially with this group, that the individuals that are most deserving of the spotlight are also the folks that would have told me no had I told them this was about to happen. So no one knows who's going to get the award, but that means that when our speakers come up and start telling their stories, we all get to witness in real time the magical moment when someone hears their own impact reflected back to them. The hope is the flag will float up from the floor. DJ Wade over here is going to press go on our superhero music, hopefully with no advertisements, and then the entire room will rise in appreciation. That is the plan. Our honorees will not be asked to address the crowd, so no worries if public speaking is your kryptonite. You do not have to talk. You just have to come up here and take the cake. That's it. Does that sound like a good plan? Okay, great. To get us started, I am honored to welcome a man who knows a little bit about saving lives and accepting awards. Please help me welcome our 2023 Franklin County Citizen of the Year, Mr. Ben Clark.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Can you hear me okay? No? Is this better? Okay. Thank you, Jesse. I'm honored to be here to recognize someone I've had the pleasure of knowing my entire life and is truly like family. She has always sought to help improve our community through her committed service and visionary spark. She truly is an unsung hero and has never sought the spotlight for her numerous good deeds. She's also someone many of you know, Sandy Thomas. And this is a true surprise. Sandy has served on many boards, community action groups, and outreach programs in the decades she and Russ have lived in Greenfield and raised their family here. Sandy's dear friend, my mother Becky, assisted me in writing these remarks. Sandy's always looked around to see where she can help or support. In fact, I bet if you called her after this breakfast and said you needed a dinner, she would be at your doorstep a few hours later with a delicious home-cooked meal, along with flowers from her garden in a little vase. We want to talk about two of her many contributions this morning, the Energy Park and Bee Fest. The Energy Park was envisioned when Sandy would look out of her window while working at the Nessie building and say, "There's such potential in this patch of grass along the railroad." She got it approved by the city, enlisted help and funding sources, and today it serves as a county-wide and beyond gathering place for rallies, music events, and fairs. There are nods to Greenfield and the historic ties to the railroad, with the train, the play structure, and the main building. The pollinator gardens are lovely, and it can be such a peaceful place when there are no events planned. And similarly, according to a fellow church member, Greenfield's Bee Fest originated when Sandy looked down in front of the second church and saw a plaque dedicated to a past minister, Reverend Lorenzo L. Langstroth, the father of modern beekeeping. She decided to raise awareness and honor Greenfield's past by creating a festival. That event has blossomed, so to speak, and now it's one of the city's more well-known events and continues to grow through partnerships with Mass Department of Agriculture and the Greenfield Business Association. There's a saying, bloom where you are planted, and how lucky we are that Sandy planted here. She probably hates that I know she hates that she's being called up to be a superhero, but no speaking is required, as Jesse said, and we maintain that her civic activities inspire us all to be better and to do more good works. Look around, see what can be done, and try hard to improve our community. We love you, Sandy. You gotta come up. Now you gotta come up. We can do it together.
tell in the back, but Sandy's daughter is here and waited until Ben said, Sandy, to come in and surprise her. So, I mean, this is going well. Sandy is one of the folks that I mentioned that would be so mad and would not allow us to honor her had she known ahead of time. So I'm really glad we got to sneak that in. All right, next up, please help me welcome another Franklin County Chamber Board member, and that is Shelby Snow Hassan-Bassick.
Good morning. Does that help? I'm honored to be here this morning to recognize our next Franklin County superhero. I have lived and worked in Northfield for the past 10 years, and I've more recently experienced life here in a new capacity as a mom of toddlers. I remember well the day I decided to take my 1-year-old with me. Yes. Does this help? I remember well the day I decided to take my 1-year-old with me alone to an event celebrating our 350th year in town. I parked in the field at Northfield Mountain, unsure if this was something I was uncomfortable going to by myself. I didn't know anyone else who would be there, and was unsure of what to expect bringing a small child. I decided to be brave, unloaded the stroller from the car, and made my way over to the festivities. Of course, who was the first smiling face to encounter, greeting me with an excited, "I'm so glad you're here," but Stacy Bond. Those 5 words were so important to me that day, as she immediately eased my anxiety and welcomed us to join in. She has left this mark on countless others, as she shines her positive light toward everyone she meets. Stacy truly embodies the spirit of community and has been a breath of fresh air for the town of Northfield. As the program director for the Northfield Recreation Commission, Stacy has been a driving force behind this incredible rebirth in the years since COVID. Where there was once uncertainty and stagnant progress, Stacy has brought back energy, connection, and fun, rebuilding programs and offering for the residents of all ages, rekindling town spirit, and reimagining what recreation in Northfield could look like. It's because of Stacy's initiatives that our town is starting to feel more like a community, connected, vibrant, and strong, an exciting place to grow a family. She was the backbone of the 350th committee in town and continues to be a leader for the Events Coalition, continuing her work to provide opportunities to engage all of Franklin County. She leads with dedication and heart and pours her passion, strength, and steady presence into all that she does for the community. Stacy's superpower is her ability to engage and connect. She is the kind of person who checks in and shows up. We joke that if you want to know what's going on in town, just follow Stacy's Facebook page. She's always sharing knowledge, encouraging participation, and providing opportunities for connection, and you bet she's there supporting too. Just at a meeting earlier this week, we met directly following a rec-sponsored mountain bike club ride at Northfield Mountain. Now, I don't own a mountain bike, nor do I possess the athleticism to do so, but I'm telling you, I was intrigued. She has this amazing ability to captivate you. If you had the pleasure of meeting Stacy, you can feel it right away. Her positive energy is so infectious, and she has the natural ability to ignite the same passion in others. Today, we recognize Stacy not only for her work, but for who she is, a superhero in every sense of the word. You are such a light. Thank you, Stacy Bond, for all that you do.
For a little team bonding, the Chamber went to 4-star a couple weeks ago for trivia, because now that there's more than 2 of us, we stand a chance of winning. And we saw Stacy there, and I nudged her that she should come to this breakfast. So that is a warning that if next year I nudge you to come to this breakfast when I don't see you registered, you should be suspicious. All right, our next speaker deserves a cape of her own. Please help me welcome Jody Falk, the Executive Director of Rachel's Table, to introduce our next superhero.
It's a long walk. Hello, or good morning. Okay, we're going to try this. Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. What an honor. It is possible that this super has done more for the children and youth of Greenfield and Franklin County than any other single individual. This is a direct quote from just one of the many community members, adults and children alike, that this person has impacted. Here's another. My adult kids wouldn't be where they are today without this person. Okay. Or how about this one? They are the person you could call at 2 a.m. if you needed help. They would be there in a heartbeat, probably with a coffee in hand. And from my own son, they are kind. That is everything. This super has stood in courtrooms, argued with social workers, been a shoulder to cry on. They sat in team meetings and held hands with a 14-year-old as she told the police her story. They held mothers burying their children and danced around the room with a mom-to-be in celebration when in vitro fertilization finally worked. Every family becomes part of hers. This super has held many roles in our Franklin County community, from teacher to paraprofessional, volleyball coach, gymnastics coach, and life skills coach. This super has been president of Greenfield Kiwanis, an active member of FERCOG, and coordinator of Youth for Change. Daily, this super oversees 80 school-age children, 70 preschoolers, toddlers, or infants, 150 kids during summer camps, and up to 80 staff in her current position as Director of Childcare and Camps at the Franklin County YMCA. In these roles, even growing up volunteering at the Y, those she nurtures have then become teachers, leaders, and future Y employees. In each role, every family has become part of hers. This super has been teaching life skills, literally and figuratively, to generations. For families like my own, with children who have special needs, those life skills have been a lifeline. Sometimes this means children with needs become leaders themselves. I remember her telling me that a young person just needed 5 minutes a day to rock in the camp office before going off to their paid job leading a group. Every family becomes part of hers, and she becomes part of every family, especially families who have children with special needs. She has a unique ability to create and maintain holistically inclusive spaces for all children. This is rare. My family knows firsthand how much she supports personal growth and dignity for young people with special needs while inspiring communal spaces that not only accept but embrace difference. This allows everyone a place, giving neurotypical children a model for true community and neurodiverse children a place to call home. We've often told her if we could figure out a way to bottle up her unique approach mixed with her dedicated, ethical, and loving character, we would have the right prescription to give to schools, camps, rec centers, anywhere children congregate, to change our world for the better. I have the distinct honor of introducing superhero extraordinaire, Kara Younger.
Kara had the foggiest kind of keeping yet. Do we agree? Okay. Can you hear us in the back still? Is that okay? No? Okay. So if you are planning to speak after me, make sure you're really in here. Okay? All right. I don't know why I feel this way, especially after Sandy, but I think our next superhero might be the most surprised. We'll see. Next, I'd like to invite up Liz Bouchard from Franklin County Tech School to announce our next superhero.
Someone's not going to be too happy with me. Can you hear me? Good. No? All right.
Just take it up. You're eating ice cream.
Okay. I can do that. Good morning, everyone. Thank you to the Chamber for bringing us together to celebrate such amazing individuals. How awesome is this? And to our staff and students who helped set up this space and our wonderful breakfast. Over my 10 years at Franklin County Tech, I've had the privilege of working with many incredible people. While I think I'm surrounded by superheroes every day, I'm especially honored to recognize one very deserving individual this morning, Justin Lawrence. I hope he knows how highly I regard him by leaving my comfort zone and getting up here today to speak in front of a crowd. Public speaking is my kryptonite. So please take note, the length of this talk is not indicative of the many strengths Justin encompasses. Justin's commitment to his broader community runs generations deep. Whether it's leading the Cushman Library Board of Trustees as their president, supporting scholarships and promotion of extracurricular activities through the Foundation of Educational Excellence, or keeping traditions alive at the Berniston UCC Church, Justin is always finding ways to give back. At Franklin County Tech, his impact is everywhere. He leads the Alumni Association, organizes our booth at the Franklin County Fair, runs our Little Drummer Craft Fair, and mentors students as a Future Farmers of America advisor. He has also pioneered our adult education program through the Career Technical Institute Initiative Grant, creating life-changing opportunities for adults to launch new careers. We recently saw the fruit of his labor when a graduate of the program secured a job at Northfield Mountain, an incredible opportunity that is truly life-changing. It would not have been possible without Justin's vision and guidance. Justin's commitment to students is remarkable. In our adult education program, he not only ensures students have the training and resources they need to become employable adults in our communities, but he also recognizes the challenges they face, from food insecurity to lack of access to basic hygiene products. As a former food service director, his dedication to providing these essentials is both impressive and deeply personal, reflecting his care and foresight for every student's success. Beyond his accomplishments, Justin is simply a joy to work with. He's a colleague, a confidant, someone who listens, offers sound advice, and always brings a good laugh. Justin Lawrence is truly a superhero for Franklin County Tech and for our community, and we are so grateful for everything he does to change the lives of so many for generations to come.
We are flying right through these, no pun intended. All right, our last, but definitely not least, please join me in welcoming Dr. Diane Johnson of Matthew Consulting to introduce our final superhero.
Greetings. How's everyone this morning? Great. All right. So as part of the introduction to these two, not just one, two superheroes, I'm going to ask you a question. If you have taken visitors or friends up to Shelburne Falls and walked across the Bridge of Flowers, volunteered for the Bridge of Flowers, bought plants at the plant sale at the Bridge of Flowers, raise your hand. Look how many people raise their hand, right? So these next two people are responsible for a large part for the incredible asset that the Shelburne Bridge of Flowers is to our county and our region. So it's really a delight and an honor to provide the acknowledgement and affirmation of these two amazing individuals who, in pure transparency, actually had to tell them that they had to come to this, because normally Friday mornings they're working with the volunteers. So we had to really twist their arms to get them to come to receive this incredible acknowledgement. There were so many people who sent me comments about how special Carol DiLorenzo and Elliston Brigman are. I don't know if many of you know, but the Bridge of Flowers is actually run by the 100-year-old, that's right, 100 years, Women's Committee of Shelburne. And they have a committee called the Bridge of Flowers Committee that actually runs this phenomenal asset. And some of them are here. Will you please raise your hand if you're part of the Bridge of Flowers Committee? Yay! So, Carol and Elson are receiving the superhero awards, but know that you're part of this too. Because the Bridge of Flowers and the reflection of how we are so committed to creating a space of beauty and art for Shelburne and Franklin County. And we are so lucky to have these two people. One person reflected on the day that we were having the ribbon cutting for the new Bridge of Flowers. Elliston was out early by himself, making sure the flowers and entrance at the Bridge of Flowers looked perfect, including the raised garden where we stood. That same morning, one of the flower volunteers was supposed to help me, canceled at the last minute. So I ended up sprucing up and pulling weeds in the front of Buckland Town Hall. I'd been told that the speeches would be given there, but the area looked really rough and unkept. After finishing at the Bridge of Flowers, Elliston crossed State Street without me asking and spent over an hour helping me. Together we pulled all the weeds, tidied up the curb, freshened up the flower pots. And in the end, although the speeches happened at the Bridge of Flowers entrance across State Street, this work wasn't strictly needed, but it was a reflection about how he's so committed to making sure that the beauty of Shelburne Falls and Buckland happens. Carol, now, I don't know how many of you know how many plants are at the Bridge of Flowers, right? So when they had to reconstruct the bridge, all of those plants had to go somewhere. And where did they go? To Carol's backyard for most of them. So again, like the level of commitment and facilitation and love for the bridge is represented by these two wonderful, wonderful humans. So I'm going to ask Carol and Elliston to come up.
If you attend our agricultural breakfast every November, you know that my agricultural successes include that I grew one tomato plant one time. So the fact that they were able to move those plants and keep them alive is truly incredible to me. Thank you so much. I also want to, again, just acknowledge the Shelburne Falls Bridge of Flowers Committee for all of their incredible work. And then also Kate Chadwick, the volunteer who is sprucing up the Buckland side that you heard about, that Elliston joined, is Kate. So Kate is a superhero in her own right. So thank you again. Would you mind standing? So each of today's superheroes remind us that you don't need a cape to be your hero. You just need consistency, kindness, and a commitment to lifting each other's up. But the cape doesn't hurt. We are very lucky that our Franklin County Legislative Delegation prepared citations for every single one of our superheroes today. We are not going to take the time to have them come up and do the photo op now, but we will do it after, so be warned, superheroes, don't run away. We need photo ops immediately after the breakfast. But I would like to invite up someone else who really understands the importance of community and of kindness. And that is, of course, Nikki Garrett, who is my fellow Franklin County United Way board member. Come on up, Nikki.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? No? Louder? Okay. Can you hear me now? Great. Thank you, everyone, so much for having me this morning. And congratulations once again to all of the superheroes who were just recognized. Amazing, amazing contributions to our community. So thank you. As Jesse said, my name is Nikki Garrett. I serve as the Vice Chair of the Board of Directors for the United Way of Franklin and Hampshire region. Outside of that role, I work at the Regional Housing Authority just at the end of this road. And I live in Greenfield with my family, which includes my darling 10-month-old Thomas. Thank you to Victoria for hanging out with him for a moment so I can say a few words. It's a privilege to live in Franklin County and amongst an admirable community of superheroes. Many of them are already in this room, and even more can be found out working and volunteering at our region's nonprofit agencies. You may know that our local United Way provides flexible funding to more than 50 programs of nonprofits that are tackling the greatest social needs of our area. One of the things that I love most about volunteering with the United Way is participating in its community investment process. I get to learn about the incredible services that are being provided by United Way partners, and when I'm lucky, I even get the chance to meet some of the superheroes who work there. It's really, truly awesome in the literal sense of the word. I've gotten to learn about the impact of organizations like Community Action Pioneer Valley, Brickhouse Community Resource Center, Stone Soup Cafe, Just Roots, the Literacy Project, Franklin County Community Meals Program, and the list goes on and on. I wish I had time to list them all. I've learned that these partners leverage their United Way funding to move mountains. No matter the size of the grant, they maximize the potential. They work tirelessly to move the needle in critical areas like youth mental health and wellness, food security and access, housing stability, literacy, education, and more. In most cases, these partners are performing miracles on a very lean budget, and things aren't getting easier on that front either. Federal funding cuts have decimated some of the resources that our community's nonprofits rely on. It's unclear what the future holds, but what is clear is that now is the time to step up to support our local superheroes in our nonprofits. To that end, United Way kicks off its annual campaign on October 9th, which also happens to be a breakfast event, so if you like this kind of thing, there are still tickets available, October 9th at UMass Amherst. Last year, Holly Martineau, over here, United Way's Director of Development, spoke with you about how you can support the campaign. And though she's way better at the ask than I am, I'll do my best to channel my inner Holly here. So please consider giving a personal gift this year. Whether it's one time or recurring, a little bit or a lot, every little bit truly helps.
Also consider hosting a campaign at your workplace. I know many of you already are, and there's more opportunities. All you need is 2 or more employees and Holly's contact information so she can set you up with all the materials and good swag to run a really fun campaign. Superheroes are really busy people and have no time to waste. You have a QR code at your table, and you can become a superhero in just minutes by taking a scan of that little code and making a gift today. Did I do okay, Holly? Great, thank you. So I'd like to end with a couple of quick thank yous. Thank you for having me. Thank you for being here this morning. What an incredible event. Thank you for all that you do in the community, and thank you for being and supporting our local superheroes. Thanks.
So I think it's really clear that our community takes care of one another. And as Nikki mentioned, especially now with so much federal uncertainty, it is more important than ever that we really pay attention to the ways that we can do that. Part of why I love this breakfast and that I leave every year feeling so inspired is because you learn new and exciting ways that people are finding opportunities to give back, to volunteer, to lift one another up. That's what we should be paying attention to. There is so much not great going on in the world right now that what matters, especially in Franklin County, is the good that we have in each other. As you know, Jen said, let's be good neighbors. That is the focus of today, and I am really thrilled that as part of the United Way campaign committee, I have the insight to appreciate that a lot of us are already doing that. We're already stepping up our giving, we're doubling our campaign dollars, we're finding ways that we can support. So I do want to acknowledge that Greenfield Savings Bank just closed their workplace campaign this week, and employee giving was up over 10% year to year. So thank you to Greenfield Savings Bank. Through big contributions and small acts of kindness, every single person in this room rises to make our community better, which is why I genuinely feel so lucky to live here. I am so grateful for each and every one of you.